I'm trying to get a loan. They tell me, nah, you can't get a loan, but they're helping other people, that look
Do they
different.
do they tell you that at the bank, Brandon?
No, they don't. What? Yeah. I don't know about you, but we looked up how much our property has gone up because like I should have been buying more property. I think back to the thing I would have told my young self that top 5 thing. I would have
You
told
said
myself.
no. You said you
Well,
fine. I'm 100%.
I know, right? I had uploaded that video the other day. I said, "Damn, I was arrogant on that."
I was saying property myself, right?
I feel that,
property.
yeah. Well, I
Keep
didn't get to
going.
ask you, but I think that's one thing I would definitely invest in property just because I don't know whether it was the pandemic or it was just going to happen anyway. Just property has gone up a lot. People are building. This is the time to sell, I guess. I mean, because if you're buying a house, you're going to pay a lot. I don't know how that market works, but it just seemed like I should have bought some more property. That's a good way. I know you was talking about getting a duplex to rent. I'm not familiar with that either, but what do you think the best thing to do property wise?
What you mean?
Buy a house or buy a rental property?
It's all what you want to do. What do you want?
Money. I want to make money.
What kind of money?
I guess you would say long term or short term. Long term.
Okay, that's good. You want to make long term or short term?
Long term.
Okay, well, you need to be a landlord. You need to be a landlord. Landlord opens you up to depreciation and appreciation, and also it opens you up for some tax benefits.
Oh yeah.
And they ain't making no more. God said he ain't. Well, I don't know what God said, but I think God ain't making no more land. So
but we do have plenty of land. I ain't gonna say plenty, but it's a lot of open land that hasn't been tapped in. People own it, of course, but it's a lot of trees dominating the land. It's not property on it, is what I mean.
So what you trying to say?
So why do you think it takes people so long? Well, I know why it takes people, because people like to live where the area is live. It's a lot of different things to do in it. But should people start thinking about those things, moving in the outskirts where you get more land for your money, more,
It's all what you want to do. If you want to make money, money is around what people is at. Like Dick Gregory video said, a community, money goes in, money goes circling around. So if you want to make more money, you have to go to where the people are at.
Or you can build a community and take your people there too, right?
And you talking about with your 500 my net worth. So with my net worth, you talking about, God, I could build a community with my net worth.
Not just
That's
you.
What you saying, Brandon?
Just say we had a group of 10 friends and we're doing okay. We could purchase a couple acres, right? Build houses, build us a community. Try to get other people into it. Not saying we have to be far out from everything else, but we could be secluded somewhere and start building a community and trying to get people into that type of idea. I know you're gonna say I'm back into socialism.
No, okay. No, now you're in fairy tale land.
That's true.
Okay. So what's the name of your bank? What's the name of your bank? Your grocery store? Your educational system? What's the name of that?
But at some point, but wasn't that at some point we never had that, and they had to create it, right? I was hearing something about Bank of America, how it was started by what? It started by Italians, just because I guess they wasn't getting what?
You see that sitting in the background? Dr. Claude Anderson always talks about, if you want to build your community, go back into these cities because they already have all the infrastructure you need. See, what you're talking about is a pipe dream. You go up there.
Both could be considered a pipe dream, but go ahead.
Nah, but this one's more realistic.
It's a little easier, yeah.
Y'all could set up just like they got a little Italy, Chinatown, this and that. You already got your black neighborhoods, but people are bullshitting. But you could go up in those neighborhoods, buy the businesses in those neighborhoods, and start doing your business like that. You don't have to build everything for the ground up if it's already there.
but in certain areas, it's already an element there. It's people who have tried to, rebuild in their communities and stuff like that, and they've been met with resistance. I'm not saying you can't do it, but that's one way of doing it. Also, you can go start your own somewhere else just because some of these areas are already dominated. And I'm not gonna say white people have already been scouting out areas they want to try to gentrify, but they know what areas not to try because they see the crime rate and stuff like that. So if you're not on top of the area you trying to gentrify or trying to turn around, it's gonna be a battle. And it's gonna be hard to sell people into that idea.
Well, I think it'll be easier to go into
It might be easier than
those
to start from
cities
ground zero.
than go out into Marlin County, South Carolina, where ain't nothing out there, ain't no people to start like that.
I get you. I get you. But both things are options. We have to start thinking about branching out or starting to build our communities up. Because if we're not gonna protect us, if we're not gonna work together, nobody else is. And we're just gonna keep losing. We're gonna keep being behind.
At this point, Baltimore.
Because I think in the video he was talking about how you should have, not saying you should have your own police force, but you should have a neighborhood watch. Not saying you have to have your own bank, but you have to have people running the bank so they'll be able to hook up the people in the community. Because every time I go in the bank and they telling me I'm trying to get a loan, they tell me, nah, you can't get a loan, but they're helping other people, that look different.
Do they tell you that at the bank, Brandon?
No, they don't.
What? do they tell you that?
If I go in there asking for a certain amount, but if I go in there asking for a reasonable amount, I'll probably get it.
But the people you talking about, they go in there talking about I'm an entrepreneur, right? Right. Of course, they gonna get denied, But right. You come in there and say, I own this franchise. I'm running these 2 franchises. Right. Here's my collateral.
Right.
Here's my house.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you want to have something on paper. With entrepreneur, that's something, you flowing. You're not really tied to anything.
No, that's just my opinion.
Right.
That's the statements I said is technically wrong, but in my life experience, this is what I'm seeing when people say I'm a entrepreneur.
Well, you can be a successful entrepreneur and have a business and you be an owner, but just the way it sounds, I get what you're saying. Why call yourself an entrepreneur when you own a business and you can just say you're an owner, or you own a franchise and you can just say you're a franchise owner?
Correct. It's just a buzzword. It's just a buzzword. I don't want nobody never put that shit about my damn name. Cause you go mix me with these scammers and stuff. And
right.
Like, nah, I'm a business owner. I'm trying to make this profit off this business be correct.
Right. And get the right write-offs on your taxes, which we're doing now, trying to write off a bunch of stuff, some expenses that we had with our business, as far as traveling and hotels and all that kind of stuff.
Which business you talking about?
The restaurant. I know one of the things we were thinking about, they were saying you can write off your vehicle if you get a vehicle that weighs a certain amount of weight. You can use that as a tax write-off too.
You don't got a vehicle like that.
No, I know. When we were looking for one, we were thinking about that because you can write off the Tesla, and there was a Mercedes truck you could write off too.
All right, Brandon. Robert Kiyosaki said tax write-off is a benefit. You taxing off should not be your first reason why getting something, just to write off.
I hear you. And that's why we didn't do it. But this is just something to think about, just because the way this country is set up, like Dick Gregory was saying, is set up for people who are trying to make moves as far as being an owner, entrepreneur, go-getters, not necessarily the working class. or people trying to take care of children. They're not really looking out for children like that. You might think they are because you get a tax credit for your children, but in the grand scheme of things, how much time and effort is put into kids, you should get much more money than that.